So today I'm going to be demonstrating how to do an axilla wax, which is armpits, which is the clinical term. I am a licensed esthetician in the state of New Jersey. So today, let's get into it. So you always, before you get started, you always want to test the temperature on your wrist because that's the most sensitive part of your body. So this is what my wax is looking like. It's a little bit runny. This may still be a little bit too warm, so I'm just going to let this continue to cool off a little bit before I get started. So a good indicator that it's a good temperature is when there's a ball like that. Okay, so I'm gonna test this out on my wrist. You always wanna apply and then make a nice lip. You always want to remove on the opposite direction that you apply. So since I applied this way, I'm going to pull down. So I'm gonna let this dry. Okay, so make a lip and you pull, apply pressure. Temperature is pretty good, so I'm gonna get started on the wax. Before you wax any area, you do want to make sure you properly cleanse. I am using Clean and Easy today. It's been long overdue, so please do not judge. But you do want to just make sure you clean the area properly. And then you do want to use powder, especially if it is an area that tends to sweat more, such as armpits, or if you're doing a Brazilian, that's also another area that you would apply the powder. So again, I'm using Clean and Easy. This one is lavender scented, but any one will do. So you just kind of take that, and we're ready to rock and roll. So you always want to make sure that you are holding your skin taut. That is very difficult to do when you're waxing yourself. It's a lot easier if you're waxing another person, especially in this kind of a delicate area. But you want to just kind of pull that skin back as far as you can when you're making the, when you're applying the wax, so this way it applies more smoothly. Okay, so I'm going to get the wax now. And you might be a little more sensitive. We have to keep this a little cooler if they're doing this area because it can feel a little bit warmer. Okay, so it's probably best to do this in sections, but I tend to go big or go home. I can't speak today. Okay, so I'm gonna make a lip. This is not the best application I've ever done, but we're gonna make it work. And this is super stringy, so we're just gonna let that. This is my personal wax pot. I don't use this on clients, but typically you would just throw it away if you're working on somebody, and then you would get a new stick for every dip. There's no double dipping here, but it is my pot, so I'm just going to save materials. Okay, that's kind of tap it to see if it's tacky and ready to go. It feels hard, so I think we're ready to pull that off. Okay, so I like to just make a little lip, and then you pull it out as much as you can, and you rip, and then you apply the pressure. And I did get pretty much a lot of that hair. There might be a little bit left, but I'm gonna do another cleanup, so I'll just apply in the opposite direction. You can see all the hair bulbs. I know that's disgusting, but it's also super satisfying. Okay, so then I'm just gonna go in, and then again, just apply the opposite direction. So since I applied down, I'm going to now apply up. So you want to just go all the way up, bring that up. It is not easy doing it on yourself. I promise you, I am a lot smoother when it comes to people. Like a little trick, you can use that to kind of help yourself to make that lip. Okay, so I already created that lip, so it's gonna make it a little easier. So now we're just gonna pull. And it did pick up some of those little leftover hairs. And then you just literally do the same thing on the opposite side. I am gonna go back in for the little straggler hairs that I didn't get on the other side. I might use a tweezer, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but typically that's what I do. I like to kind of work with both and then go back in and powder these babies. I'm making a mess. What else is new? Okay, I'm gonna grab the wax. Pulling it down. I'm a lefty, so this is like not working out as well as I would like. Okay, and then you have the pull out. Not exactly the easiest when it's the opposite side of your dominant hand. This one hurts a little bit more, but okay, that one I got a good pull. And then I'm gonna go the opposite way just to do a cleanup. With hard wax, you don't wanna go over the area more than twice because then you risk breaking the skin. So we don't wanna do that. With soft, it's only once. Okay, so this time I'm gonna go up. Just getting some wax, getting myself situated. All right. Trying to look in the mirror so I can see what I'm doing. It's not easy when you're using the opposite side that you normally use. Okay. Little trick, you use this tip and you kind of pull down just to get it started. It's a little wet, so it's not working as well, but there we go. All right, and here we go. That one was a little better. So I'll probably go in off camera with fixing up the stragglers with a tweezer. But what you do afterwards is you want to put something that's going to be cooling to the skin. I get very irritated and sensitive, so there is a lot of redness. So I'm not going to go back in and do anything now. I might do the tweezing tomorrow, but for now I'm going to at least put the cooling. Applied the aloe vera Satin Smooth, Satin Cool, so it has aloe in it, which is really soothing to the skin after ripping the hair out of the roots. And then you basically just apply, which when it hits the skin, it just feels really nice because it's like stingy and now it's like nice and cool. So that's pretty much how you do an at-home wax. Thank you for watching and hopefully it helped you out.